Hello students, I am Gurmeet Singh. Welcome you to CREATA classes and also welcome to the series on coordinate geometry for class 10th student. This is a complete lecture series on coordinate geometry in which we will cover from basic to the advanced concept. Once you have completed this complete series on coordinate geometry, you will be able to solve almost all the questions related to the concept. And do not forget to download the PDF of the concept and formula list from the below description. We use the power of visualization, that is visual tools and techniques, to make you understand the concept in much easier way. So without waiting, let's proceed with our lecture number 1. Here it is. Coordinate geometry is basically the combination of geometry and the algebra. Okay, algebra and the geometry combines to form the coordinate geometry. In the algebra, under the number system, we have done the number line. The same concept will be used in the coordinate geometry. Let's see how we use the number system in the coordinate system. This is the number line. On the number line, distance from a fixed point are marked in equal units, positively in one direction and negatively in the other direction. Okay, this is the number system. Here 0 is the origin of this number system, and all the numbers on the right hand side are positive and all the numbers on the left hand side are negative. And all these numbers are equidistant from each other. Means if we talk about the number 1, the number 1 is at 1 unit from the point of origin, that is 0. This distance is 1 unit. Similarly, the distance between 1 and 2 is 1 unit. And likewise, the distance between any two consecutive number is 1 unit. All this distance is 1 unit. Okay, means all these points are equidistant from each other. Okay, this is the number system. The same fundamental will be used in the coordinate system. Let's see. The coordinate system is comprised of two lines. One, this horizontal line, and the second line that is used is the same line but in the vertical direction. Okay, this is the line, and here 0 is the point of origin. And all these points here also are at equidistance from each other, and these points are moving in the positive direction and these points are moving in the negative direction. These two lines, that is horizontal as well as the vertical line, will be used in the coordinate system, and these two lines are intersecting at the point 0, that is the point of origin. This is point 0. It is also denoted as point O, that is point of origin. O, it is origin. Moving further, this horizontal line is known as x-axis and this vertical line is known as y-axis. Okay. Here this end of x-axis, where all the numbers are positive, it is denoted as x. Whereas left hand side, where all the numbers are moving in the negative direction, is denoted as x dash. This portion is x and this portion is x dash. Similarly, this portion of y-axis is denoted as y. All the numbers here are positive. Similarly, this portion is denoted as y dash. Here all the numbers are in negative. And all this number will extend up to the infinity. That is, in x direction it will move till positive infinity, and in negative x direction it will move towards minus infinity. Similarly, here in y direction it will move till positive infinity, and in minus y direction it will move till minus infinity. Okay, got it. This is the basic coordinate system. This is also known as xy plane. Why? This is x and this is y, so it is also known as xy plane. This is also known as coordinate plane, and it is also known as Cartesian plane. Different names has been given to this coordinate system. Moving further, this x-axis and y-axis are known as coordinate axis. If we talk about coordinate axis, it is x-axis and y-axis. These are the names given under the coordinate system. You should know it. Okay. Let's move further. This coordinate axis or the coordinate system are divided into 4 sections. These are the 4 sections. These sections are known as quadrant. This is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. The same fundamental we have also used in the trigonometry, okay, where we have done the coordinate system and the trigonometric values as per the different coordinate system. Same fundamental we are using here also, okay. If we talk about the first quadrant, here x and y both will be positive, so we can write plus x and plus y. If we talk about the second quadrant, here x will be in the negative direction and y will be in the positive direction. Similarly, in the third quadrant, here x is in negative direction and y is in the negative direction. And in the fourth quadrant, here x is in the positive direction and y is in the negative direction. In the first quadrant, both x and y are positive. In the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. Okay, got it? Just a small introduction to the coordinate system. Now the question that is coming in your mind is, why we are using this coordinate system? What is the practical implication of this coordinate system? Let's see what is the practical implementation of this coordinate system. Suppose we are having a plain paper and we are also having a point P marked on this paper. And we have to locate the location of this point P. How we will locate the location of this point P, or in other words, we can say what is the address of this point P. Address means the location of this point P, where this point P exists on this paper. How we will say? In raw term, we can say the location of the point is, say, something like 5 cm from the top edge, or we can say 12 cm from right edge of the paper. So it will be slightly confusing. So we have developed this coordinate system. So what we will do, we will make a coordinate system. Here we will mark this point O, that is the point of origin. And with respect to this point of origin, we will tell the location of this point P. Let's see how we locate the location of this point P. Let's draw the perpendicular line from the point P toward the x-axis as well as toward the y-axis. We got these two lines, and these two lines are perpendicular to x-axis and y-axis. If we talk about this line is crossing x at some point. Here this point is 0.4. Similarly, this line is also crossing the y-axis at some point. This point is 0.6. So we can say the perpendicular line drawn from the point P is crossing the x-axis at 0.4 and it is crossing the y-axis at 0.6. Means here x coordinate of this point is 0.4 and y coordinate of this point is 0.6. Okay, so we will write the coordinate of point P is 4, 6. Here 4 is the point on the x-axis and 6 is the point on the y-axis. Here 4, 6 is known as the coordinate of the point P. This is the location of point P with respect to the origin O, and this is also known as the address of this point P. This is a general form of writing coordinate of any point, that is 4, 6. Here 4 is the x coordinate and 6 is the y coordinate. Okay, got it? Here 4, that is x coordinate, is also known as abscissa, and this y coordinate is known as ordinate. These are the terms used for x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay. For more clarity, let's take some more examples. Let's take this point Q. We have to find the coordinate of this point. The same fundamental we will use. We will draw the perpendicular line toward the x-axis as well as the perpendicular line toward the y-axis. On x-axis, this line is crossing at 0.2 and on y-axis it is crossing at 0.3. So we got the coordinate of this point Q is 2, 3. That is 2 is on the x-axis and 0.3 is on the y-axis. So we got the coordinate of this point Q as 2, 3. Okay, this is the coordinate of point Q or the address of this point Q. Let's take one more example, but this time we will take the example in the negative direction. To show you the implementation of this coordinate system in negative direction also. Let's take the point A. Okay, this is the point A. Now this point A is in the second quadrant. The same fundamental we will use. we will draw two perpendicular lines, one toward this x-axis and one toward this y-axis. Okay, this line is meeting the x-axis at point -6. So we got the x-coordinate of this point as -6. Similarly, on the y-axis, this point is crossing the y-axis at point 4. Here this point 4 is plus, so we got the y-coordinate as +4. So we got the coordinate of this point as -6, 4. This point is coming in the second quadrant, so we got the value of x in the negative direction. Okay? I think this point is clear to you. Before moving further, let's take one more example. This time we will take the point in the third quadrant. Here this is the point B. We know in the third quadrant x as well as y both are negative. Let's try to mark the coordinate of this point. Same fundamental we will use. We will draw the perpendicular line from the point B toward the x and the y axis. Here this line is crossing the x-axis at point -2. So we got the x-coordinate of this point B is -2. Similarly, this line is crossing the point y at -4. So we got the y-coordinate of this point as -4. So ultimately we got the coordinate of this point as -2, -4. -2 is the x-coordinate and -4 is the y-coordinate. Are you able to understand this fundamental? I think this topic is clear to you. Okay? Let's take a small question for you. This question you have to solve. Some random points are given in this coordinate system. You have to mark the location of these points. Pause this video. Try to solve this question on your own. This will enhance your basic fundamental. Just pause the video and try to solve this question. Okay students, these are the answer to this question. Hope your answers are correct. If you observe the point A, B and C, you would have easily got these answers. But you might be confused in the point D, E, F, G and H. Okay, let's see. Let's see the coordinate of the point D. The coordinate of the point D will be 7, 0. Why? Because its x coordinate is 7 and its y coordinate is 0. Okay, the same fundamental we will use to solve this question. We will draw the perpendicular line toward the y-axis and we will draw the perpendicular line toward the x-axis. As this point is lying on the x-axis, so its perpendicular line toward the x-axis will be 0. So we got the x-coordinate of this point as 7 and we got the y-coordinate of this point is 0. If you observe the point E, its x-coordinate will be 0 and its y-coordinate is 6. The same fundamental you can use. You can draw the perpendicular line from the point E toward the x-axis and toward the y-axis. As the point itself is lying on the y-axis, so we cannot draw the perpendicular line toward the y-axis, but we can draw the perpendicular line toward the x-axis. So we got its x-coordinate as 0 and we got its y-coordinate as 6. Similarly, for the point F, the coordinate will be -4, 0 and for the point G, the coordinate will be 0, -5. So if we observe the point D, E, F and G, we got if any point lie on the x-axis, then its y-coordinate will be 0. If any point lies on the y-axis, then its x-coordinate will be 0. Okay? We got this small fundamental. Moving further, if you observe the point H, here for the point H, if we draw the perpendicular line toward the x-axis and toward the y-axis, it will be 0. So we got the coordinate of the point H is 0, 0. Okay, got it. It is lying on the origin, so its coordinate will be 0, 0. A small understanding. A small question to make you understand the concept in very detail. So let's move further to the next concept. Now we have understood how to find the location of any random point on the coordinate system. Now we will move one step further. Now we will try to locate the location of this point based on the given coordinates. Let's see what I'm talking about. Here we are having the coordinate 5, 6. We have to locate this coordinate on the coordinate system. Okay, this is the question. Let's try. Here, if we observe this coordinate, here we know the first term is the x coordinate and the second term is the y coordinate. And we cannot replace this y with the x. The first coordinate will always be the x coordinate. And the second coordinate will always be the y coordinate. Okay, we cannot interchange these two values. So firstly we will locate the first coordinate, that is x coordinate. So here x, it is 5. We will locate the 5 in the x coordinate. This is 0.5, that is we have located the 5 in the positive x direction. Similarly, the y coordinate is 6. We will locate the 6 on the y axis. This is 6 on the y axis. We got x and y. So let's draw the perpendicular line from both of this point. These two perpendicular lines are intersecting at this point. And for our coordinate, this is the point. Okay, this is the location of this coordinate. Okay, got it? Very similar, but just in the reverse order. Similarly, if we have to locate the point -3 and -3 on this coordinate system, how you will locate this point? What we will do, we know the first part is the x coordinate, that is x, it is -3, and y, it is also -3. So on this coordinate system, we will locate -3 on the x-axis and -3 on the y-axis. Here this is -3 on the x-axis and this is -y on the y-axis. Let's draw the perpendicular line. These two perpendicular lines are meeting at this point. So this point is this coordinate. Okay, got it? Very simple. So a small caution for you. You have to locate the location of these 4 coordinates. Try to locate the same on the coordinate system. Pause the video and try to solve this question. Coming back. Okay, this is the answer to this question. Hope you have got your answer as correct. Okay, got it? So that's it for this video. Thank you very much. We have completed the introduction to coordinate geometry. From the next lecture onward, we will take the distance formula, the questions, after that section formula, the questions, the area of the triangle, then questions. And do not forget to download the PDF of the concept and the formula list. So thank you very much. Best of luck and have a great day. Bye for now.